Woo, I'm taking a deep breath as I say this. Your winner from Homestead here in the Freak Nation. Now, of course, in the Final Four in Phoenix. And Tyler, we spent a lot of time with this one little soundbite from you after the race. I'm going to play it, and I want you to give me a play-by-play of how this came about when you were told that you're going to stay out. This is the soundbite we had a whole lot of fun with because of your face. It was like, oh, okay.
Billy was like, yeah, we're going to stay out. And I'm like, oh, shit, we're going to stay out. All right, we're going to figure this out.
What was the conversation you were having with your crew chief at that moment?
There was no conversation. There was no discussion. That was the call. We're staying out, and we're going to win this race. And I was like, all right, well, I better figure it out. So, yeah, no discussion, no debate. That's what our game plan was. We were going to run long and try and catch the caution. We did catch the caution, just not exactly when we wanted to. So, I mean, yeah, we had laps on our tires. Oh, well, our only way we're going to win this race is starting up front on that tire deficit and just figure it out.
Bottom line, throughout the season, this season, last season, what is the crew chief driver dynamic between you two? Is it what he says goes, or how much of an input do you typically have? And of course, I'm averaging all the races together. How much of this was normal behavior versus, okay, we took a more serious risk than normal this time?
Yeah, who cares about the risk? I mean, we're just worried about what the potential outcome is. What are we doing this for? I think when looking back on it, it's hard for me to know all the numbers, and it's hard to explain that over the course of a few seconds while I'm out there running laps. But yeah, I think at most we stood to lose 6-7 spots by running that much further than the competition, because our long run speed was so good before we got 15-20 laps into that stint where other cars had already pitted and come back out. So, I mean, we made good time for a while there. So we bought ourselves extra time to stay out. So, yeah, I mean, if it would have went green out as it looked like it was going to, I think we were going to finish 11th. So, yeah, that risk was definitely worth it. I mean, just as it turns out, we pit, and in the brief moments of after that caution comes out, I'm thinking, damn, now we're at the back, and I'm not even thinking about staying out. And Billy's like, no, we're staying out. I never asked. He just told me what we're doing. It's like, okay, we're going to shift our focus to how do we win this race on 2-lap older tires at Homestead, where tires clearly don't matter.
Well, that was all Homestead, and we could talk Homestead to death, but right now we need to look ahead to Phoenix. I mean, yeah, there's Martinsville. Let's just blip over that for a bit. But Phoenix, what you've gone through this year, last year, and the mental games that are played in the sport of motorsports. Okay, we could talk Darlington. We could talk the Charlotte Roval. When you are we could talk Michigan, stage 2, wrecks, but you come back through. How do you play those mental games, either with yourself or with you and your crew, knowing we got this? It's easier said than done, but you've proven more often than not that you guys get the job done, even when you're coming from behind. How?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned those mental struggles. We're finding ways to win through those. We're finding ways to power through those tough moments and get the results that we need to survive and keep our postseason alive. So, yeah, that's kind of been the name of our playoffs. We haven't really had a lot of pretty races since it got going, but we survived Darlington, as you mentioned, to win the regular season. And then every step of the way through the playoffs, it feels like we've had to overcome things to survive every cutoff race. And it's really nice to not have to be worried by that one single bid at Martinsville. And we're just already in Phoenix mode, getting ready.
But then how can you use this in Phoenix? We don't know what's going to happen in that race. And typically you like the oddities of the Phoenix racetrack, but let's say something happens. How can you just remind yourself anything's possible still? We've proven this over 2 years.
Yeah, I won't have to. My body of work this year has already shown that. It just gives us more confidence going into this weekend. We're basically going to have to be out of this race before we're done. We're going to stay in the fight no matter what, no matter how bad it looks. As long as that 45 car is running, we've got a shot of winning.
Tyler Reddick, winner at Homestead. I'm looking at this quiet, calm demeanor businessman looking at me right now. And that's not the dude that I imagine under the helmet in the last half lap to win that race, how many things did you have crossed? Fingers, toes, arms, legs? How many things did you have crossed when you made that decision to go for it?
I didn't have time to cross anything. All I had with time was to react very quickly to what I saw in front of me. Um, the last two laps really, it's a little bit of both. It happened. All felt so slow in the moment, but at the exact same time, it felt like it was over in an instant. And so, yeah, it wasn't until I was coming off turn 4 and I couldn't see the 12 car anymore that I realized, oh shit, I got the lead. And then, oh shit, we won the race. Like, the race is over. Like, I come off turn 4 and I forgot what lap it was, where I was, who I was. We're come off turn 4 and I was coming to the checkered flag. And so when we crossed that line, there's a lot of built up emotions, a lot of energy, a lot of passion that just exited the body. So it was really fun.
Tyler, what'd you learn? Is there anything that you learned from that move that you could use at Phoenix to close the deal?
In some ways, yes. I feel like I've had opportunities to close it out in a number of races this year, and we haven't done it. And I think some of the things that I was able to take away from this experience on Sunday could very well play a huge role in the difference between winning a championship or losing it. So, yeah, I feel good about where I'm at right now and where my mind needs to be given these circumstances arise again.
So one more thing, Tyler. What's the first thing your team owner, Michael Jordan, said to you when he approached you in the pits and you pinch your neck looking up at him?
Yeah, he was just really proud of our fight. That's how you fight. That's how you battle back. That's how you do it. I mean, we did not care. We were on older tires. We were unfazed by all the things that potentially worked against us. The opening corner of that restart, we went from first to fourth. I'd say typically when you're on older tires at Homestead, if that happens, it's over. And did not let a single moment of that kind of thought even enter the mind. I was just focused on what I could do the next corner, the next lap to get back to the front.
Michael Jordan's one of the greatest closers in all of sports in the history of mankind. Were there previous conversations, Tyler, about how to close this deal that you had one-on-ones with Michael Jordan?
Not necessarily with Michael, but certainly I've been trying to continue to get improved as a race car driver. But, I've had lots of really interesting conversations with Michael, but I think that's a great idea, something that maybe I'll talk to him about here in the future. But it's been a nice learning process here, getting to know him, getting to know this team, getting to know my Toyota Camry that I've been behind the wheel of for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. So we'll just keep working on those things. And, we don't want to overdo it going into Phoenix, but we're definitely going to go through our list and make sure we have all the preparation done that we want as we approach the weekend.
All right, Tyler, it's not lost on the people who follow Speed Freaks that I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan of 2311. And I would be ecstatic to have you on that championship stage, handed that trophy from the Steves this time.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Tyler, are they going to hand you that trophy when you win that championship?
I'm going to have to, I think I need to do some more bench press and some curls. I could barely get the Homestead trophy over my head, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. These would be great problems to have.
Speaking of a problem, though, I'm going to talk about a problem at home before we let you go. Is Beau still a Chase Elliott fan? I mean, he does know that you're in the Final Four and not Chase, right?
I think he still likes Chase. He likes Kyle. I think he has his drivers he likes. He enjoys watching the races play out. I think the one that caught me off guard is he loves when he sees a 45. He's always like, "There's the number, there it is." So I feel like when we watch truck races, he sees a 45 number, and he's always pulling for Caden Honeycutt. So that's always cool.
Okay.
But, on the Cup side, he does like Kyle a lot. He enjoys interacting with him. I know he still likes Chase. Chase has always been really good to him. he does like Denny. There's been a couple times where I've lost to Denny where he, immediately after the race, like, I don't like Denny right now. But Bubba's been great to him. I think he's got a number of drivers he likes, but I think certainly when Dad wins races, I'm helping my rankings that he has in place.
Come on, Beau. Come on.
So it's you and Denny coming down to the last lap. What do you do?
What do I do? Well, that's not very specific, but yeah, I mean, either way, Denny, if it's me and him on the last lap, Denny's got a 100% chance of winning a championship one way or another.
Yes.
I've only got 50% chance, so I'll do what I need to. But I think this is the kind of race where it's going to be really hard on equal tires, equal strategy to close that gap in the final corner. These drivers are smart. They're really good, but I feel like I've been learning a lot this year on what I can do to advance my position and be better at battling for position. So there's a lot of really good ways to put someone in a bad spot or to battle for the lead or battle for that position without just dumping them. So there's a lot of ways you can do it, and that's one thing that's always great about racing.
It's awesome. Tyler, thanks for taking time out and joining us here in the Freak Nation, buddy. Good luck to you, all right?
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
You take car maintenance seriously, and you want to pass on that legacy of care. Use Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer to shield your engine from excessive heat, debris, and friction. Trust Lucas Oil. It works.
Freak Nation, make your plans now to get yourself a new set of General tires. Fall's here. Winter's coming. Wet weather. You want to make sure you're on a new set of General tires. For more information, check it out at GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of SpeedFreaks for over 2 decades.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans.
Oh, man!
Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports. Now on the go. Download the app now.
Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.